when Jack came in, there was going to be a difference. You knew that this guy had played at a very high level, had coached at a very high level, and from that standpoint, you knew that he was going to be a guy that was going to come in and demand the right things for this team to be good again. The problem is you have to go get the players. You have to go get some guys and bring some guys in here because it's like I was told when they came in here, the cupboard was bare and there was no money to go buy the groceries, So, it took probably longer than what people wanted to have happen. But, I think with him and Reggie, they have teamed up to be very good at what they do. And I'm not surprised at all that this team is where they are right now and looking to, poised to do some really great things in the future. We can't ever fight the injury bug. That is what it is. But I think everybody knows when the Raiders come to town now, this is not the Raiders of the last decade. This is a team that is going to fight and is going to be there right to the end trying to win the football game.
Sitting here with Raider legend, doesn't need an introduction, but I'm going to do it. The legendary Cliff Branch. How you doing today, brother?
Lincoln, thanks so much for that great introduction.
Well, it's great to have you. Cliff, we've been on many flights, many charters, and I've seen you on the sidelines along with Mr. D. What do you think the Raiders need to address in this draft tonight, what team needs?
Well, the team needs is defense. I think they're really loaded on offense. You got Marshawn Lynch coming in. They got the big tight end from Green Bay. Carr's got a lot of weapons, man, on offense when you add that tight end, that running back. So they're solid there. I think in order to get over the hump, we gotta solidify that defense.
Well, that makes sense, and you mentioned Marshawn Lynch. What do you think someone of that magnitude does for this team in this day? I mean, not only is he a great player, but he's been off for a year or so. He's coming back into the fold. But what do you think he brings to this team that's long overdue?
Well, I think what he brings is, first of all, he's going to be fresh. And I think the attitude to come out of retirement, and he wanted to be a Raider. That's huge in itself. And what he brings is knowing how to win football games, in the trenches. Behind that great offensive line the Raiders have, he'll be able to see those holes that our backs in the past has missed, and that's going to be huge.
Cliff, this team won 12 games last year, and of course, if Derek Carr didn't go down, who knows how far they would have went. And they're chasing a championship. There's no doubt about it. They have a Super Bowl caliber team. Do you think they possess the maturity right now this year to chase that championship when you look at teams out there in the AFC like New England and so on and so forth?
Well, I think they have matured. I think since Jack Del Rio has came over here, he has brought the maturity to this team and gotten them believe. And the first thing you got to do is believe, and I think he present that with his leadership, and they believe.
Well, that sounds good. Sitting here with Raider legend Cliff Branch, wide receiver, one of the all-time greats. Thank you, brother.
Kirk Morrison, class of 2005, played linebacker, 2005 to 2009.
Beast mode is coming to Silver and Black. What do you think that means for this offense's team?
Well, I think I was just telling people, 4-minute offense, let's get ready. I think this offense is going to put up a ton of points with Derek, and you look at Amari, Crabtree. We know about those guys already. But the one thing is that they needed a hammer. They needed 4-minute offense. As a former offensive lineman, you know how it is. It's time to close out. But I think they got, use my baseball terms here, they got not only a starter, a guy who can open the game, but then they also got a closer in Marshawn. That's what he's going to be. And, Jalen Richard and Washington, you got some middle relievers, but you're going to start the game and end the game with Marshawn Lynch, and that's what he's going to bring, an attitude and a toughness within this offense. Not just a finesse throwing the football, but now you can line it up with 2 tight ends in the game and just get after it with Marshawn.
Well said. What do you think this team needs to address in this draft this weekend?
Well, I think always you want to look at the defense. This is I think when you watch the Raiders over the last couple of years, there's been some missing pieces. I think it's been on every level. Whether it's the defensive line, you can always add more depth. Linebackers really haven't, had that guy in the middle or the outside for years, years on years. I mean, it's literally been a kind of revolving door at the linebacker position. And then at corner, obviously you lose DJ Hayden.
Right.
But, Sean Smith, we want to see if he can rebound last year. Same with Emerson. And you have some young guys there, but you still want to see if you can bolster that unit. So I look for this team to really look in the secondary. I think get some help there, but also linebacker.
Former running back Justin Fargas. Justin, remind the people when you played and what you're doing right now.
Well, I was a Raider 2003 to 2009. 7 years, played running back here, and it was the greatest honor I've had in life.
Right.
And now I'm on to being a family man and an entrepreneur.
That's all right. That's all right. Justin, there's a lot of excitement. Playing running back, got to get your take. First and foremost, Marshawn Lynch coming to the team. Big deal, not only because of local kid, great talent. And there's no doubt about it. You watch his career in Buffalo as well as Seattle, what he did. If he can bring that tenacity to the Raiders in silver and black, it'll make him that much better. Your thoughts?
Well, I love having him here. I've wanted him to be a Raider for a long time. I remember watching him when he was at Cal, and I just love the way he runs, love the way he played the game, and now that he's a Raider, it's a perfect fit.
When you look back to the team last year, and of course looking forward, what stood out to you as a fan and a lover of the game?
Just the relentlessness, the passion, and the never quitting. There was points in ball games where some other teams would have packed it up or turned the other way, but they kept fighting and for every inch. And I think that's what re-energized the Raider Nation, and that's what has everybody around the organization so proud to be part of it. Is the way that they go out there and perform.
Greg Beekert. Greg, remind the viewers when you played with the team, what position you played.
I played with the Raiders from '93 to 2001. Played middle linebacker for those 9 years.
Watching this team go 12 wins last year, and then the loss of their quarterback really deflated them, much like the Tuck Rule game did to us. How do you respond to that if you're a player? You can speak from experience of seizing the opportunity because it doesn't come that often.
I think so. I think these guys, they know what they've got. They know what they've built here in a short period of time. They know they can play with anybody in the league. And I think that the ending of this last season truly will be what you said, will be a big motivating factor for the guys that come back that are still here and the guys that come in onto this team. It's a great way for these current players to introduce what they do and how they've gotten this rise so quickly here in Oakland.
You've played against a lot of strong-armed running backs in your day. Marshawn Lynch just signed with the Raiders. A year off highest, should be fresh. Coming into the fold, how do you think he helps the team?
Well, he's a guy that I think everybody knows what he can do. He's the type of guy as a linebacker you don't want to go against, you don't want to see him carrying the ball 20, 25 times a game because he's going to bring it and he's going to put a beating on guys. And that's, as a linebacker, we want to be putting the beating on guys. So I think he'll bring a tough attitude. He'll bring a lot of experience and a lot, coming from a team that's had a lot of success. He brings more of that attitude and thought process of, it doesn't just happen. You got to work for this stuff. And he's a guy that's done that his entire life.
And I really got a chance to meet some of these guys here and talk to them. And they're students. They're students of the game. And that's really what you want. The guy that shows up and say, I'm bad, I don't need any help, I got this covered. Man, this is the National Football League. You're going to be going up against some of the best players to ever strap on a uniform. And no one's expecting you to come into the league and knowing it all. So go back to school, be a student, talk to the great players. Figure out what made them so special. Then focus on yourself and look at your own skills, your own strengths, and take advantage of those, and then go play and get better.
The adage that goes around in professional football, and I hear everyone say it, take what they give you. That all sounds good to everybody, but I always went the other way. We're going to take what we want. Where I excel is ridiculous work ethic. While the other guy's sleeping, I'm working.